To have Lonji Agaha speak at your organization's workshops, seminars, at your church or your school's graduation ceremonies, for keynote address, public speaking events, and more, please contact him on +2348 1047 063 or +3360 9201 972. Alternatively, you can also log on to his website www.agahalonji.com and fill out the contact form.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Motivational Radio France. Today, I have a very special guest by name Cera Obaje, and she is really going to tell us about relationship, love, and life. So, how are you today, Cera Obaje?
I'm doing so great, fine.
Okay, so before could you tell our listeners who is Cera Obaje?
Okay, Cera Obaje is a graduate of statistics. She is a writer. She's a blogger. Actually, she's a public speaker. She's also into media. In summary, that's who Cera is.
Okay, so how did you come into relationship, love, and life?
Okay, for me, I think relationship is actually the foundation of why we exist. Every man, from the point of conception to when a man is even stuck in the ground, it's all about relationship. Okay, from when you're born to when you have to leave this planet, it's all about relationship. Relationship happens to be everything in life. So, and aside that, I think it's a calling I have. It's what I'm passionate about doing. So. Okay,
that's very good. Are there any links between the three of them? Relationship, love, and life. I mean, are there any relationship? If yes, what are they?
Okay, when you talk of life, you're speaking about. When you talk of love, rather, you're speaking about God. God is love. God is the creator, okay? God, who is the creator, who also represents love, made life. And then life creates relationship. The three of them are definitely interwoven. They are all one cannot actually function effectively without the other. Mm-hmm. The relationship, love, life, they're all together. An absence of any one of them actually can be very, very daunting and can negatively affect the rest of them. So to live effectively, we need relationship. At work, with family, with friends, and generally, we definitely need relationships. So, and to have a great relationship, love must come into play. Okay, so that's, for me, that's my belief. That's the way I think all of them just work hand in hand.
When you talk about relationships, are you talking of networking?
When I talk of relationship, as regards what I do, mm-hmm. It's primarily for me is man-woman relationship, husband-wife relationship, boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. Okay, that kind of relationship, all right?
Okay.
It's a romantic relationship. Let me streamline it to that.
So that one for you is the foremost. That's the major one. Any other one is secondary, kind of.
Yes, for me, for what I do, okay? But relationships have different phases, okay? Mm-hmm. The way you relate with your co-workers, the way you relate with your staff, with your employer, and all of that. Those are all relationships. But for what I do, it's primarily on the romantic kind of relationship.
Aha. So we're speaking about romance here.
Yes, romance.
Okay, good. Now, you're speaking about relationship as it relates to man-woman. How do you maintain a healthy relationship? How can a man and a woman maintain good relationships? Are there recipes?
Okay, talking about recipes, I would want to of course, I want to believe the audience out there have heard a lot of recipes and lots of it keeps chunking out on a daily basis. But for me, what I believe can help a man and woman maintain constant good or great relationship is what I would rather say has to do with the individual. It doesn't lie with your spouse. It lies with you. Because a lot of times we are not very good with taking responsibility. So we are very fast with shifting the blame to the next person. But actually, if we can take daily effort in working on ourselves, I believe that it's going to, in the long run, tell on the relationship you're building with your spouse. So now imagine this, that you are, as a male, you are waking up every day to be a better individual. Your spouse is waking up every day striving to be a better individual. Definitely you will discover that your relationship is building, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's increasing, getting better. You're maintaining a particular sphere of a great relationship. So it's about you. It's not about the other person. It's about you working on yourself, making conscious effort to be better. That will help your relationship and improve it.
Okay. Now, because you're saying that we wake up every day to become better individuals. So I have a feeling that being good is an inbuilt thing. I mean, do you see that same way, that being good, you don't learn it, you are good or bad?
I don't know. I wouldn't know whether I agree with that 100%.
Okay.
I think that people pick up characters. People pick up a particular trait. Okay. Sometimes they'll say peer pressure. Okay? It's like a teenager who is on the street and is doing drugs and all of that. It necessarily doesn't mean the person is a bad person. That person can wake up tomorrow and decide to become a better person. It's a matter of choice. It's a matter of decision. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a popular saying in the holy books that says evil communication corrupts good manners. So it depends on where you expose yourself to, whom you expose yourself to. You understand? That's
I do.
Really what can affect you, make you a better person or a bad person. So it's your decision to either be good or to be bad. Now, a lot of people who are bad always obviously have excuses why they think they do what they do. But if you can take those excuses out and look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I can't be a better person, definitely you can be. So I don't think it's really an inbuilt thing. I just think it's a decision thing. When people decide to be good, definitely they will work towards it to be good.
Okay.
That's what I believe.
Again, I'd like to, because there's something I always say to people. I always say it is very difficult from my own point of view. If you are good, it's very difficult to select somebody who is bad.
Okay.
Okay. So somehow you select somebody that looks like you in terms of manners. Consciously or unconsciously?
Okay, consciously, yes. I understand what you're saying, definitely, but let me give a scenario. Imagine that once I heard this story about a set of twins that was delivered by a woman. They noticed that within 6 months of these children leaving, one of this twin was a very, calm child. He was very reserved, very calm, and to himself quite. The other child was the one that was always very playful, all over the place and all that. So they had this great distinction between them as regards character. Now, what they did was to take these two children. They're trying to work on a particular survey. So they took this kid. They dropped the reserved one in a place that was quite rowdy with lots of children, vices, and all of that. And they dropped that child there. And they took the lively one and dropped him in a kind of a moody atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
And then they left these children for another 2 years separately, based on the fact they wanted to do a survey and they just wanted to notice what was going to happen. And after 2 years of dropping these children separately, they discovered that the reserved one, because of the environment the child was dropped, had become, it's like the traits now exchanged. So the reserved one now became very lousy, while the other one that was lousy initially became very reserved. So I think sometimes, what I'm just trying to say in a nutshell is, sometimes factors, we have to make excuses for people. I'm not sold out to the school of thought that you don't have control of your life. You do. But sometimes some people have not been able to build such strong willpower. So when you find themselves in a particular environment, it's easy for them to blend. And if the environment, unfortunately, is a negative environment, they just blend in to that negative environment, and before you know it, they are not the great people. But somehow, like I said, it's all a matter of choice. It's all a matter of decision a person has to make as a person. Nobody can change you. You alone have the power in your hands to either be good or be bad. But really, I can say that nobody is created to either be good or bad. I think everybody is created to be good. But when some people are put in a particular environment or find themselves in certain situations, you see them opting for the easier routes. And sometimes those easier routes are just not fantastic. That's what I believe.
I do accept mine as well, in the sense that I believe that if you are inherently good, somehow you pick up somebody who is as good as you. Somehow.
Yes. I think you do have a point. That's the truth. I believe that there's a like begets like. So if you're a great person, you should just want to flock together. It's the best of the same feathers flock together. So
that's right.
It's a true statement.
Okay, good. So if that is the case, don't you think that anybody who falls into somebody that is not good, somehow that person is also not very good?
Well,
okay. Anyway, that's for another case. Okay. This is a bit of philosophical here, because I believe that somehow I believe every human being has a kind of radar, kind of something that shows you somebody that you are looking for, somebody you're connected to. When you see somebody, a man or woman you're connected to that has similarities, nobody tells you, and that's why we say love is blind. In that case, the person is blind, isn't it? Because
okay, the love is blind thing actually is a different philosophy for me.
All right, okay. No, I'm only trying to say here, because when you see that kind of thing, because I believe somehow we're programmed to capture something in somebody that makes that person like you or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so somehow when you see that person and your brain triggers up, say, hey, that's something I'm looking for. That's the kind of thing I want. I mean, you somehow you're blinded somehow in that case. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. That's not the main hassle now. Right. So the relationship, love and life, but three of them come in and play a role in our lives, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what is the relation? Can you give me the connection between love and life? Because, I mean, relationship, okay, but love and life, do they have similarities?
Actually, the reason why you and I are still living up to this point is because we're alive, right?
Mm-hmm.
At different points, we have experienced love that has made life easier. Whether we like it or not, we are all objects and all, how do I put it now? We are all created somehow to experience love. That's why a woman has to carry a child for 9 months. She has to keep the child. The child is created, it's forming in her womb and all of that. The child has to feel the love from the mother to the child to keep the child alive. The child comes out, she has to nurture the child and all of that to a particular stage where the child. So all of that is the process of love that keeps the child alive. Do you understand?
I do.
At a particular point, we are grown, we meet other people. And when you talk of love, let me quickly say this. I believe that the Creator created excessive love. It's not a true belief that love is inadequate. It's not true. Love is in excess. It means that you can love and you can be loved. But the problem right now is that there's so much selfishness happening in life by humans. So it's making love look as if it's deficient, as if it's not available. But that is not true. Now, for you to live a fulfilled life, you must, it's compulsory that love has to be in play. Do you believe that?
To an extent, yes.
Okay. Love has to be in play. Now, the reason why, maybe based on your question, I'm not trying to base the love on the man-woman kind of love, because I believe that, I know rather that there are people who are monks who don't engage in the man-woman kind of romantic relationship. So I understand that. But whether we like it or not, love has to leave one person to you. You have to also give love for life to have meaning. If we look at the social vices in our society, the primary reason why these things happen is because there is void in love.
Mm-hmm.
If you love the next person effectively, there are certain things you will not do. There are certain actions you will not take. It will not come to your head at any point to hurt the person.
Mm-hmm.
But when love is not in play, somebody just wants to be selfish and think about himself or herself. So he or she doesn't mind hurting the next person for his or her own gain. So imagine your question is related to how does love and life, how do they play? You live and there is love. Life generally will be better. It will be way, way better than what we have today.
Okay. All right. So, that I agree with you on that, because we need love to live, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what of the equation of hatred? Hate. Because I would have loved a situation whereby relationship, love, life, and hate or hatred. Because I'm sure that equation is not complete in the sense that is also a part of it. Where there's love, the hate is not very far. Because people who love themselves, for example, somehow or sometimes they do quarrel. All right. And that's why you see somebody who is madly in love. 1 year after, he is madly in hate with that person. He hates the other person. You begin to say, what's the difference? Why did this happen? Last year you were madly in love with this person. Now something happened. You hate the person. And this is why people divorce today.
Okay. What I have to say about that is, of course, the general belief is that there's a thin line between love and hate. Right?
Mm-hmm.
What I believe is the reason why these things happen, why today you're loving someone and tomorrow you're not loving the person anymore, is because our love has never been unconditional. If I cannot love the next person unconditionally, listen, once you have conditions for love, if Mr. B does this, I will love him. If he does not do this, I will not. Now, you have based his love on his actions and inactions. There are certain things he or she would do that will put you off. There are certain things they will not do that will make you love them better.
Mm-hmm.
So the day the person messes up, the person gets flogged. Because my description of love is light. Light and darkness. My description of hatred is darkness. Light and darkness cannot be in the same place. Where love is, perfect love is, darkness cannot be around. But of course, the human factor comes into play. I will keep going back to it because our human nature obviously has inside it some level of self. When you don't lose it, the only reason why you get angry is because sometimes you end up thinking about yourself. Let's assume you're a married man, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
You get angry with your wife because, I told you not to drop the cup on the table. So the day she drops the cup on the table, you are angry. Do you understand? I feel the cup should be in the kitchen. That is what I believe. And I told you I want it to be in the kitchen. Why did you drop it on the table? So you get angry because you feel that she did not take what you told her. It's about you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand?
Yeah, I do.
If for a few minutes you put yourself in her shoes and you try to understand, why would she have dropped the cup on the table? You make excuses for her and you say, I know she does not want to hurt me. She knows I don't want the cup to be on the table. But fine, I want to also listen to her. What would be her reason for dropping the cup on the table? And you make such excuses for her, you discover you won't get angry.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start focusing on you, she is not respecting me. I told her not to drop the cup on the table and then she dropped it on the table. You get angry. Because the focus is on you, not the next person.
Okay. So
you understand?
Yeah, I understand that. So that imperfection in man comes up.
Yes. It's really what brings about love today, hatred tomorrow. It's just simple. And it's summed up in the word you've just used, the imperfections of man.
Right. So don't you think this love-life relationship, is it not a little bit utopic?
Sorry?
Is it not a little bit utopic?
Okay,
I
don't think so.
Okay. Let me put it here, right. In the sense that we know, and you agree with me, that in any relationship, there's bound to be problems. Okay. And it is somehow very difficult to love somebody as much as yourself.
Yes.
Okay. And so if accepting these outlines, don't you think it will be quite difficult to say, listen, this relationship will be perfect for 50 years. It can't. I have a feeling that it's not possible. People grow along, I guess. People will grow along because when you meet somebody for the first time, you accept everything that person does. And then with time, you begin to say, hey, I don't like that. I don't like this. I don't like that. And if for any reason the person repeats what he or she does all the time that you don't like, then you begin to get annoyed. Do you think that is, you're stepping out because you're intolerant?
No. To everything we would have, what I rather want to say at this point is relationships obviously would have issues.
Okay.
The primary reason why they would have issues is because of man's imperfections.
Okay.
Aside you, your spouse also have got their own imperfections.
Good.
Okay?
Yes.
I believe that marriage or relationship is actually the union of two imperfect people.
Yes.
Striving to have a perfect union.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't mind having a perfect union, but you forget sometimes that the both of you are imperfect. So whether we like it or not, that imperfection comes into play in the perfect union you're trying to build.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I must say this, the work of marriage, of relationship, is not a one-man thing. The man cannot be doing all the work and the woman is sitting down.
Mm-hmm.
It's a collective work. The both of you are working together. You're trying to make her happy. She's trying to make you happy. Do you understand?
I do.
Doing all she can.
Mm-hmm.
You doing all you can. You're learning. The both of you are joining hands together to weather every storm. It's going to be a fallacy to think that storms are not going to come. The storms are going to come. But what will make you either stand or not stand is what you've been able to build over the years. So what I would say is, what really gets you angry is when you feel that the next person is not putting effort, you understand, into the perfect union you're trying to build.
Right.
That's what gets you angry.
Okay.
Because you feel that if the person is putting effort, the person would listen to you. That's what gets you angry.
All right.
I told her,
So in that case,
not put the cup here,
right.
and she's putting the cup there, so you're getting angry. So those feeling of this person is not trying to make effort to make us better. This person is not listening to me. This person is not striving to make me happy in this union. That's what gets you angry.
Good. Now,
So
when you get
up to imperfection.
right, when you get annoyed in that case, is it justified?
Yes, I'm actually not out to pass judgment on whether you're a bad person or not.
Okay.
The truth is, you're not a bad person for you getting angry
Okay.
when certain things are not moving the way you expect them to move. But it's just that it's always temper justice with mercy.
Good.
Do you understand?
All right.
And before you get to a point that you have issues based on particular incidents, maybe because you told the person, don't do this, and the person did it, it's not enough for you to resort to hatred. Hatred is too heavy to come in. In the middle of the person making that mistake, let's assume it's a mistake. Let's assume the person did what you didn't want he or she to do. In the middle of the person doing that, you will still, if you're really in the right place, you will still love the person. You will love the action of the person, but it doesn't make you hate the person. Do you understand?
I understand very much.
You are still so much in love with the person. You still feel you are committed to the person. You still want to protect the person. But the only issue is, this particular action this person has taken or this person has done, I am not happy with it. So what you are angry towards is not really the person, it's the action. And you're just wanting the person to change for good.
Okay. Wonderful. That's great. I love the fact that you, I have stretched you a little bit and you have stood your ground, which is very good. Now listen, is it possible to tell our listeners if you have written a book, if you have a website, you have a blog, whatever, just advertise yourself. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, my name is Cera. I'm a public speaker, like I said earlier. I'm a writer too, and my books are not in print yet.
Okay.
I have some ebooks online and all of that. That's where it is at this point. Also, we're looking at starting a talk show soon enough, which is the reason why we have a website up, preparing ourselves for the TV show that we are coming up with soon. The website is cera.tv, www.cera.tv. Of course, Cera is spelled as CERA. I'm actively on Facebook. I'm actively on Twitter. And LinkedIn and one of other students works here and there. So.
Wonderful. Thank you very, very much, Cera. I am so delighted to have interviewed you today, and I hope the time we spent together, and I hope you would accept to come back next time.
Yeah, definitely. And at this point, I must say you're doing a very, very fantastic work. I don't know. I must appreciate what you're doing. I must appreciate your efforts. I believe that time, I would just want to encourage you that time will always play its card very well for you as long as you're persistent with what you're doing. And the sky really is your starting point. Thank you for having me. Actually, I feel privileged, and I must say thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, the pleasure is mine. Really, the pleasure is mine. And I hope, our listeners would, listen to you and, they, I'm sure they would like what you have said and what you're going to tell us next time, because this is very, very important. We all live for love and live for life. So nobody can deny the fact that we need relationships, love and life to live a perfect life or a very good life, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. I hope I catch you next time.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Believable.
All right.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
To have Lonjagan speak at any of your organizations, activities, churches, schools, companies, or any other platform, please call 081-0476-1930 or +33 6 0920 1972. Alternatively, or log on to www.agonlongi.com. Thank you.